What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and this is today's project. This is the Gavril, however you say it, Barstow, modded in by Tim C2K, and it looks absolutely fantastic. This is from BeamNG, and it is available on the Steam Workshop. There will be a link in the description below if you want to grab this one for yourself. Hopefully, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we are going to drag race this wild, crazy beast today, especially as it's got an i6 engine in there. Could be a bit of fun. I don't think we usually drag race something like that, so that's going to be something just a little bit different as we attempt to get this wonderful looking car onto our top 10 speeder board. I mean, the times on there are going to be quite hard to beat, but we'll see if we can do it a little bit later on. So stick around till the end if you want to see if we can get it onto the top 10 speeder board and whereabouts it'll sit if we do. We obviously will let you know what position it'll be in, because there is much more cars than just 10 we have driven it down at the drag strip. But that's enough about that. I need to say a huge congratulations to Zaraki with that beautiful Volkswagen double cab pickup. I mean, you can't even call that one really a pickup anymore. That's more like a truck head, a tractor trailer head, as some people may actually call it. But it looks absolutely fantastic. A beautiful, beautiful drag build. I'm a bit disappointed it beat mine, my beautiful livery truck that we did in the last episode. I'm a bit sad that it beat it, but it is a well-deserved win. It still looks absolutely fantastic, and Zaraki has posted this config onto the workshop, so if you want to play around with it yourself, you can go and grab it. So congratulations, Zaraki. And now on to the next competition. We have already started voting for the car for the next competition. By the time you see this video, we will already have decided which one it is. Obviously, I don't quite know that one yet, but I will know by the time I'm editing. So I'll put it on screen here, along with a link to the official Red Dot Games Discord server on screen and in the description below, where you can head over, take part in the competitions, go and build one of whatever this car is on screen now. Make it crazy, make it wild. The theme for this one, or the choice of 5 cars we had, was like luxury. So maybe you want to use that theme. You don't have to. You can build a racer, drag racer, lowrider, donk style build if you really, really want to. But that's what we're going to be working on next. Have some fun with it. And if you don't want to build one and enter, that's absolutely fine, but do come on over, join the Discord server, take part in the competition. You can do so just by simply voting for your favourite one, and then obviously we will crown the winner at the end. All the times and dates you need to get it uploaded by or your votes in by are on the Discord server, so do head over there. It is just for fun, but we do enjoy it. Thank you very much. But anyway, let's get back to this beautiful Gavril Barstow, or however we're saying that. Gavril, is that right? I don't know. Makes me think of like heartburn medication here in the UK. I'm not going to lie. But let's have a look at this one. It is the 1969, nice, Gavril Barstow Standard Edition. There is only the one config, and it's available in all of the places. So you can get it absolutely wherever you want. You can buy a brand spanking shiny new one if you really want to. We obviously didn't do that. We got ours from the auction house, and it's in very, very poor condition. We've definitely got our work out ahead of us today. But did we get a good deal? No. Of course not. 5,273 is what I paid for it, and I could sell it for 4,226, losing out on 1,047 before we even begin. But that's not too bad. I'm sure we'll be able to claw that one back, even if we don't manage to win any drag races a little bit later on. I did already say that engine is the i6 overhead valve, nice and blue, which means even if you've got this one in the base game, the painting works brilliantly on this one. The blue engines, or the coloured engines, the blue or the yellow Hemis, they take colour so well. So if you want to paint it and go wild with the customization, this is one of the engines you definitely want. 316 starting horsepower from this one. We will be throwing on all of the performance parts we possibly can, including from TKAftermarket, to make this one as highly powered as possible, so we can hopefully get some good runs in down at the drag strip. There we go. That's what we're going to be working on today. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. So let's get it stuck in. Let's get the Gavril Barstow into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Let's get all this dust and grime off this beautiful looking car. It is a good looking car, I won't lie. So let's get you cleaned and see what colour you are underneath all of that dust and grime. It's got a red stripe on it, or a pinky salmon stripe on it, we'll call that one. But it looks like it's on a white base and just a little bit rusty. But I do quite like the white, and we'll go with red, I think. But it looks quite good on there. We've got black dials. That's all looking pretty good. Maybe we'll stick with that. We shall see a little bit later on. Who am I kidding? You've already seen the thumbnail. You know what colour future me has already decided to do this one. But let's get the interior done. Get it back onto the lifter. start stripping everything down, ready to get it all back together, shiny and new. The Gavril's in the air. Is there an oil pan? No, there is not an oil pan, so we don't need to worry about draining any oil. So let's get underneath and get started with the missing starter. Oh no, what are we going to do? Tell you what I am going to do is I'm just going to add that one to my basket now so that we definitely don't forget that one. Let's get the drive shaft off of here with our first rusty bolt. Nearly missed it. There you go. Out you come. And then another rusty bolt just to the front there. Oh, good measure. Off you come. Then off with that gearbox. There is literally nothing left on this engine. So this is going to be a fun one to do. We got all of it to buy. I mean, what have we got in there? We got the crankshaft. We haven't even got any of the pistons or anything like that. So we are missing quite a bit from this one. But there we go. Let's get it back down on the ground. There's a pillar there. Down you go. And let's get what's left. Let's get what's left of that engine ripped out of there. Ready to strip it down. Get it all back together, shiny and new. Opening the hood, out you come, and let's get you put away and then see what we've got going on inside the engine bay. Absolutely nothing because it looks like everything is missing, but if we go into the part mount mode, we can see what we've got in here. Coolant reservoir, brake servo, fuse box, radiator, maybe with a fan housing kit. I'll find out later on. Power steering reservoir, wishy-washy reservoir, and obviously our TKAftermarket battery setup just there. We've obviously got all of our exhaust setup missing as well, along with the fuel tank and the fuel pump. But on the plus side, all the wheels are on, which is normally a good indication that all the suspension is there. I can see all the bushings. I can see the inner and outer tie rods, the suspension, the sway bar end links. It all looks like it's there at the front, down at the back. Bushings, bars, all on. Oh, a little bit jumpy there. All on there. It's all looking pretty good. And we do have a TKAftermarket rear end, which for me, it means we can get a few more colour mixing with the paint options. I always look forward to that one. So yes, it does look like all of the suspension is there. So there we go. I'm going to get the rest of that all stripped out, get that engine all ready to go back up together, shiny and new. It's going to take me a little while. We'll repair what we can repair. You know how we do it. We repair some parts, replace a lot of other, get it all together, ready to go back in, and then we start working on this beautiful car's bodywork. And I'll be interested to see what options we've got for the Gavril Barstow. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll be back in a moment. That's all the mechanicals repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on our Gavril Barstow. So let's just get on and start sorting all this bodywork out. We've got fenders, front bumper, and license plate on there. Oh, and a few other bits as well by the looks of that. Off with the hood, off with the fender. Inside looking pretty good in there. Any other parts? Doesn't look like it. Windshield, we need you. Those side skirts. Body window, out you come. Is this a piece? No, that's part of the body, part of the body. I'm assuming there's a window there. Trunk piece, you can come out with our license plate as well. I'm guessing we're missing the rear bumper, but we do have a singular tail light on there. And a body window, and that looks like it's it. Okay, fair enough. So let's crack on and get this interior out of here. I do, before we do that, I do like the look and colour of this interior. I think it looks quite smart. So, obviously, I think we're going to try and keep with all of the interior colours being in this sort of beigey, yellowy colour. But I do want to try and keep some of that black, because obviously the back seats there, these are part of the bodywork. They're not an actual seat. If I go into here, we can't take them out. So that's fine. I'm happy with them like that. But I want to try and get the front seats to sort of match, but in this similar sort of style. So we'll see what we can do a bit later on with some seat painting or fabric material, shall we say. Off with the steering wheel on there. And yeah, we're going to try and blend them colours in nicely. Do we have anything else in here? I think we do. Oh, no, we don't. It's already come out. I can see that it's already come out. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I saw in the shop earlier, we've got some dials in there, but they look like they're already out. So let's just double check and see if we have got everything. It's 1% on there. That's always a good sign. And that is nothing showing up on there. So we have well and truly stripped this car down all the way to its bare frame. So we're going to bring the welder over, and then we're going to have a look. 13% on the frame, and I paid a little over 5,000, so not too bad. Do we think it's going to sell for a lot or not a lot? I'm going to go 950. 500. Not far off, but still off nonetheless. In we go to the body shop. There's our interior. That's what I was looking at earlier. In we go to the body shop for the Gavril Barstow and see what we've got. There we go. I knew we had some dials. And I'm thinking from that red and pinky white early livery we had earlier, I'm thinking we go for these dials because I think they look quite smart. We'll try them out. That is the ones I'll go for to start with. Then we got chrome bumpers, body-coloured bumpers, or this big old lipped bumper. We'll try that one as well. For the interior, we've also got the front clamshell section. This is an extra fuel cell, and I believe fuel cell, and I believe it's manual because it's got triple pedals there. We've also got an auto one, which I'm not keen on, but I think we're going to go for one of these two, and I like this one here with the little ball gear shifter. So I think we'll go for that one on there. We got a few front end options to play around with. In fact, we've got lots of front end options to play around with. I guess that depends which lights we want to go with. Front door, there is a few front door options, so we'll have to have a look at them, see what the differences are. We've got a normal window or a mesh window. I've never really been a big fan of these unless I'm like NASCAR racing on something, so probably won't be using them. Door options, we've got a few hood options, one with a completely flat cutout. Not that you need it for this i6, but I like the fact that it's added, because it means if you want to make your own config with a V8 sticking out the hood, you've already got a hood cutout for it. So I like that. I think that's a very good addition. Thank you, Tim. Beautiful work. Then you've got a few other hoods, a carbon hood that looks like it's fully, slanted backwards. A little air scoop hood, and then just the basic hood on there. Headlights, we've got the round headlights to go with these ones, and then we've got these squared off covered headlights to go with these ones. So it depends what we want to do, whether we want to keep the round headlights or go for some of these like louvered vents or just a flat plate. So we've got options on there. Just the one mirror. Tail lights, we've got a few options as well. The light or the blanking plate by the looks of that. Again, a chrome or a body-coloured rear bumper or double parachutes if you really want to have them. Then the fenders, which I believe is just some badging. We've got Road Sport or Track Sport. I think we're going to go for Track Sport. We are going to be drag racing it. That is classed as a track, I guess. I've always loved louvered rear windows, and I think that's what they are. So we'll be putting them on, definitely, if they are. And obviously back to the headlight options as well. Then we've got trunk options, one with a little spoiler, one with no spoiler, and that is it. And then we've just got the windshield. So there we go. That's our Gavril Barstow all up together. Oh, let's have a look at this livery. Oh, it's like a... Oh, that's just a shadow. So it is silver and red at the moment. Maybe we'll go for a white and red, especially if we go for them dials, because they did look quite good. But we'll see how it all looks when we get it all back together. I'm going to repair what I can for the bodywork of this Gavril Barstow, sort some seats out, and then we'll get it all back together, ready to go into the paint booth. Let's get this bodywork and interior all back together then, ready for a shiny new coat of paint. As you can see, I've test fitted a few pieces, and that is the hood we are going for. I did go for that scooped one on there. I think it looks quite good. One thing I am going to try and do is take this chrome out a little bit later on. I still want to see the badge, just not necessarily in chrome. So let's carry on around. Front left fender looking good, and then down here is where we're going to put our little track sport badge, or where the track sport badge goes. Looking quite nice. On with the windshield, looking good on there. And then for our front end, what we've gone for today is, I did tress this bumper. It does look quite good there, but as you can see, it doesn't fit with that license plate. So if you wanted to make your own config with this one and remove the plate, that's the way to do it. I could just paint it invisible, but I think we're just going to stick with how the normal front bumper looks. If I could get back to it, there we go. Let's just go back on. I've gone for this one here that will be painted body color when we get it all on. For our front end, I've gone for one of the louvered ones, but I have got the normal one just to show you how that one looks. So you can put that one on there. That's our body coloured version. There's a chrome version as well, obviously, if we wanted to put the round headlights in. But we're not doing that because I've decided we're going to go for this one here, which is the louvered vent one, but with the square louvered vent headlights. And I'll be interested to see later on whether I can open these vents up and reveal the headlights when I turn the lights on and things like that. So that'll be an interesting little test for this one. We shall see if we can do that. Probably not, but we'll give it a go. Down here, on with that fender, and then on with that track sport badge there. Now, as for the doors, for this side here, I did buy a couple of doors so you can see. So we'll start at C. On we go. That one there is like our drag race sport version with very little detail, just like a window and a handle, things like that. We're not using that one. As I said, we wanted to keep this interior. If I could get back onto the mount mode. Door B. That one is a black interior, which obviously doesn't go with all of that cream beiginess. So we're not using that one. It does look good, though. So then on to the last one, if I could get it right, which is the normal one. And that's got the same colour interior. So that's the one we'll be going for on this one. So on with the door on this side as well. And then we can get the window in. The lovely mirror, which I am going to attempt to take the chrome out of a little bit later on. I'm not the biggest fan of chrome. You know that. I use it occasionally, just not very often. So then on with the body window. For the trunk, I went with the one with a little spoiler on it. The only difference is no spoiler. And then for the rear window, I went for the louvered vents one because I just always like how they look. And again, the only difference is the louvered vents. Nice and simple on there. Rear bumper, there's a chrome one or a body painted one. So I just went for the body painted one because it will look a little bit better, in my opinion. Tail lights, you've got this one here, which is your blanking plate. Obviously, I'm hoping that would go body color. but we're not going to use it. We are just using the normal lights because I want this to be sort of like a road legal drag car, if that makes sense. So we'll take that one off and we'll put the actual lights back on, but we can play around with tinting them, changing the colours a little bit later on. On with our blank license plate for the time being, and let's get around and finish off these windows and the mirror just here. And there is a thing I forgot, which is the interior stuff. So we're going to now open that door and then go in. By the way, if you've not got the quality of life mod and you can't open the door, I'll do it without it. Take the door off, then you can place all these interior pieces in, as you can see there. So we've got the front clamshell, which is the gear shifter and the pedals. Pick whichever one you like. I've gone for the one with the rounded sort of gear shifter on there. And we've also got the dials in here. And as I said, we're going to go for the red and white ones to see how it looks once we finish painting and everything like that. We may change them a little bit later on. But let's get back on and put that door back on. I didn't think I bought all of these. Never mind. Anyway, oh yeah, I did. I was working on it from the other side. That's why. So there we go. Let's get all of that on. And I think that is everything. Oh, apart from that front license plate. On you go there. So let's get on and get the interior in. On we go with that. I've changed the seats from whichever ones were in there. I've gone for seat 9, leather A. And yes, they don't match as it stands at the moment. But I'm hoping I can colour them to get it match a little bit later on. Might be quite hard to match that beige. But I'm going to give it my best shot. And if not, when you see the car painted, these will just be the normal seats that were in it in the first place. But we'll see if I can do it first. And I do also think I might lighten up that steering wheel just a little bit, try and make it blend a little bit better with that wood. We shall see if I can do that. But is that everything on the car? 100%, 100%, 100%. It definitely is. Let's get it into the paint shop and see what options we've got. In the paint shop with our beautiful Gavril Barstow. It is not, look, it's very patchy at the moment, but we'll sort that out with the paint right now. So let's have a look. Some factory colours. We've also got this solid black. I'm never a fan of the solid dimple paint. I don't like it. But anyway, then we've got a solid light grey. I think that might have been what came on it. Then a metallic silver, a solid yellow, a solid red, a nice metallic red, actually. That's not bad. Then we've got a solid green, a metallic green, and a metallic blue. But I'm not really feeling any of that. So I'm going to go back into here. I'm just going to pick a white. I'm going to come off of that. And I'm just going to go for a gloss for the minute. And we'll see how it looks. I do quite like that. Not sure about the front grille. We might change the colour of that one there a little bit later on. And obviously, I'm going to try my hardest to get all of this chrome out if I can. We shall see. But I think that's the colour we're going to go for. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my bolts and screws red. I'm going to go for everything for the time being. And I'm just going to make it the fullest, brightest red I can. Not that we can see anything at the moment, so we'll just assume that that's going to work. And then we go into the liveries. Now, this is the bit that's interesting. This, I believe, is the livery that was on it, and that does come with the mod, I do believe, the Gavril Barstow Stripe 1. But if we carry on scrolling across, you'll see I have some extras. These are from Zaraki, and I think they look absolutely fantastic. They are available on the workshop, but only the one actually comes in it. I'm not sure which one it is. It does explain how to move them all from the folder into the correct folder. So you get all of these ones, which is the blue, the red. There is a white one there. Let's just take the brightness out a second. There you go, just so you can see it. Actually, that looks pretty good. No, I'm sticking with what my original plan was. Then a yellow one, and then a black one. I think the black one is the base one that comes with it. All the other colours you have to add in manually, as it were. But the instructions are on the mod page on the Steam Workshop. So if you're not sure, go back and read through that, and it'll explain how to move them all into the correct folder. That is all of them, and I am liking that red. The red and white is what I did suggest we might be going for at the beginning, and I do quite like it, although I do think some bits need to be changed. I'm not sure about white with the full white bumper. Maybe we'll go to a black on that, because I do think we're going to have some black accents, like the louvered vents, that spoiler, if we can get it. So we might go for steel black on there. Again, try and remove all the chrome. May try and change that all to black. That piece will be easy, because that's a singular piece, whereas on the door handles, that might be a little bit more difficult, as well as the Gavril logo on the front there. Not sure what to do with that front bumper. It looks too much in white. But maybe if we change the grille and the headlights to a black, that might ease that off a little bit. So maybe that's what we're going to go for. But I definitely think that's the paint options we are going to pick. So for the time being, let's get it painted. We'll see if anything changes as we go on a little bit later on. But I am liking that. Do we have anything where I can just very quickly show the bolts? Do I have an ABS pumper module? No, I don't. That's what you get with old cars. I'd have to get fully underneath. So I haven't got anything to show you the bolts at the moment. but I am very happy that the engine bay stayed fully black. It means we can use a lot of white and red on that engine without using too much black if we can avoid it, especially with the bolts being all red. I think a lot of white on that engine will probably look quite nice in there. We're also going to obviously try and sort these seats out, so I'm going to take these out now. Out you come, out you come. And obviously that steering wheel. So I'm going to crack on with all of this, try and get it all colour matched, looking good, and try and get rid of as much of that chrome as we can, including these fender arches, if I can. It might be not possible. We shall find out in a little while. You'll see in a minute, just a second, by the way, by the time I start getting it all back together. But I'm going to give it a go, and I'll be back in just a moment. Here she is then. Sadly, I couldn't quite get rid of all of the chrome I wanted to get rid of. For example, that Gavril badge on the front there. I could only get that to go black with the rest of the hood being black. So that was a bit disappointing, but never mind. Got this front grille all blacked out. It's looking quite nice on there, including the headlights. Nearly couldn't say that then. Track sport badges are black, mirrors are black, and we did manage to get the door handles black as well, keeping the livery and the door white. But we did take out some of the chrome from the inside as well. But I think it looks quite good. It doesn't quite match all the chrome trim that goes around the rest of it, but I'm still quite pleased with it. Anyway, I wanted the handles black, so we got that to work. I couldn't get rid of this trim on here without making the whole front of the car black, or I couldn't get it to go white. I could get it to go white with the livery, but some of the livery wrapped into here somehow, like up here. It was very out of place. I don't quite know what happened, but anyway. But then I realised that I wouldn't be able to change this rear fender to a black anyway, so it didn't matter. So we thought we'd leave that one as it is. Down to the back, I got the louvers in a steel black and the spoiler in a steel black. And I did notice that this says V8 on the back. It's definitely not a V8. There's an i6 in it, so I'm not sure about that one. But anyway, couldn't get the badges to both go black. I could get the V8 to go the steel black, but I couldn't get the Barstow badge to go either. But it matches with the Gavril badge on the front anyway. We also did the mirrors black, and I did manage to add some of that beige colour, and I don't think I've done a bad job in matching that in with keeping some of the black. I wanted it the other way round. Granted, I wanted this bit to be beige and the internal bit to be black. I tried a lot of different seat options, even a lot of different style seats, but I couldn't quite get it to go how I wanted it or to look right without going paint and mix, which then made the whole seat look funny. And it just wasn't working out. So I thought I'd keep it with these. They've got some darker colours. It's not quite the same as the rear bench, but we've still got some of that beige in there as well. And the other thing I couldn't do is I could make the steering wheel darker with white paint, but I couldn't make it lighter. And I thought that was a bit weird. But there we go. That's what we're going for. I think it all looks absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys do too as well. But now I'm going to get on and start getting our engine all painted, ready to go back in, along with all the suspension. We'll get it back on the lifter, and we'll start getting it all back together. That's everything painted on the Gavril Barstow, looking fantastic. Obviously, we've already covered all the bodywork and interior stuff. I haven't changed any of that. I think it all looks pretty good. But we are going to jump in and check out our lovely white accessories in our engine bay. Maybe it's a bit too much, but I like it anyway, and that's what counts. Let's get in and take a look. Obviously, we've got the wishy-washy reservoir white. The brake servo is white with a bit of steel black. Our fuse box is white. Our coolant reservoir is white. Almost couldn't say that then. The power steering reservoir is also white, but still has its black cap, which I quite like. I never normally paint this because there is a fill guide here that is now invisible because of the white paint, but I'm sure we can fill it up without it. Battery tray is white. Our support brackets are in a lovely little black, and obviously our bracket on the top there is also in a white. We did the radiator in a white, but this is not a gloss white. The way I get these to go white is if you go into, obviously, your paint settings, and then you have to have the quality of life mod, I believe, but you can go across one on the top section into normal or paint everything. I can't remember which it is, but you can't do the bottom one, which is fully paint or carbon fiber or anything like that. Otherwise, you lose all the textures. But then you take the metalness all the way down. I bring the roughness all the way down, but the clear coat all the way up just to give it that little bit of shine. And I think it works just about. It's not quite fully how I'd like it, but it's close enough that we can live with it. As for our suspension, well, we've gone for a lot of white under here. The support arms, both upper and lower, in white, along with the cross member. Same at the back there, with the main part being in the white. Then we've got black shocks with red springs, a lovely red sway bar, and all our bushings are in a lovely red with a black centre so that the red bolts show up a little bit better on them. We did the Brumbo brake calipers without any colour on them because they are factory red anyway, and I think they'll look quite good once we get it all finished off. It's very similar at the back, except the brake drum, which is normally a silver, which we have done full black on there. Lots of black accessories. I think it looks pretty good, but what do you think? Do let me know in the comments below. But now we need to go and build that beautiful i6 engine, and it is all painted, sat on the engine stand, ready to be fully assembled. So let's crack on with it. Starting off, obviously, we've got 6 spark plugs running all the way along the side. You can quite easily miss these sometimes. I did miss them when I was taking it apart and wondered why I couldn't take the head off. So that explains something. That was after I painted it. I know it wasn't fully complete at the beginning. But in here, we've got another selection of valve push rods, our favourite style. I think there's 16 of these all in total, 2 per spark. No, 12 in total, 2 per spark plug is the way I've balanced it out. Same with the rocker arms on top. Now, the engine block is in a white and quality of life forced red, which is how we get these bolts red. Also, the innards are red, but you can't see that, so it's not important anyway. Our engine head, we've done in a black and red, as you can quite clearly see. That is the quality of life mod, forced red as well. And then that's about it that we can visibly see for the moment, apart from the oil pan, which is in a beautiful white on there. So let's crack on and get some extra bits on, starting with this timing cover, which I did just keep in the white on there. I did try the red, but it was a little bit too much, and I thought the black was also too much because we were going to do our crankshaft fully in a black on there. The little support arms for our power steering pump is in a beautiful red on there, and then our power steering pump is in a black and red. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. I love how that piece turned out. Our alternator arm is also in the red on there, and then our alternator is in black and red. And again, I love how that one turned out. I can't always get the alternators to go how I want, but using black and red as the colours, it comes out absolutely fantastic. Water pump, again, black and red on there, just for a little extra splash of something different. And our water pump pulley is also just in a little black. I don't know where that red ring comes from. That looks absolutely fantastic. Wasn't intended, but there we go. The belts are just blacked out as normal. On you go and on you go. And then we've got our big old radiator fan, which is also in black on the front there. Liking that. And the bolts will all go red once it's inside the car. But I will say it isn't the same as this red. It has come out slightly different. So we'll see that in a bit. Ignition coil, not painted. I have a thing of not painting this whenever they're on because, well, I like the colours that are on it. It's already got a red, it's already got a black, and the writing is already in white. Plus, I love bronze, and it's got bronze attachments on it. So we'll leave that one at that. Fuel pump, on you go in your cheeky little black and red. Oil filter is just blacked out, and then our ignition distributor is black and red. The rotor, not painted, it's red anyway, and then our cap on top is in black and white, and I think that looks pretty good. With some lovely little red clips just to finish it off. One there. Oh, I missed it. One there. And then our ignition wires are also in that quality of life mod forced red. And I think it looks beautiful. We're loving the little combinations we got going on there. Swing around to the other side. We got our fuel filter up here, which is in a forced red. Exhaust manifolds are in that beautiful gloss white that we've been using everywhere on this build. It looks absolutely fantastic. Same as the intake manifold. But the bolts to do it all up, as I say, will go red once it's in the car. On top of that, though, we got our carburetor, which is in black and red. You guessed it. There we go. Looking good. And then our air filter base is in red. We've got our lovely performance air filter on here. And the cover is also in a red on the top there. I think it will look good when we drop it in. We'll check it out in just a moment. With our engine head cover in a white. And again, red bolts once it goes in the car. I think it will just give it that extra little bit. And look very, very nice. There is our beautifully finished i6 motor. Mostly in white, lots of black, and a few bits of red on there as well. So let's get it dropped into our wonderful Gavril Barstow and see how good it looks. The engine cranes over. Let's get this beautiful i6 dropped in. See how good it looks and get the underside of this beautiful car all finished off. I already think that looks good from here. Enough of the white is visible, plus that red air filter on the top. I think looks fantastic. In we go, though. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We can see that the bolts, if I could get my mouse in a decent place, are not the same colour as the red we've got on there, which is a bit of a shame. It's just a bit too dark. We maybe could have lightened it up a little bit, but I still like it how it is. It's enough of a splash of red that we can notice it's different. So I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. Let's get it up in the air. Let's get cracking, though. Gearbox, exhaust, drive shaft, and our cheeky little starter. In we go. Too far back. Thank you very much, game. Let's jump a bit further forward and go in with our gearbox in a red and white. Looking beautiful, especially with those red bolts on there as well. Swing around to this side, we got our cheeky little starter, which I've just blacked out for this one, but it looks quite nice against that white body. Then we've got all of our exhaust, which is in a body matched or engine matched white going all the way through there, looking nice. And then the last piece to go on for the minute is our drive shaft. We've obviously used the TKAftermarket carbon drive shaft, but taking all the carbon out of it, it's just in a steel, black and white, just to give it that little bit of something different. And I think it looks pretty good in my opinion. That's it, apart from the wheels. Nice and easy. So let's go and have a crouch down here. A cheeky little walkout, plenty of white showing up under there. I even like just a little bit of the drive shaft shining through. I think that looks pretty good. Quite pleased with how it's all turned out. Let's get you back down on the ground though. We've got a couple of things left to go. I've got to top up the liquids, but for the minute, we're going to close this hood. We're going to get these windows tinted and see if there's anything we can do with these lights, especially these rear lights. Oh, there is one thing I wanted to do, wasn't there? Did these lights open with the light mod? No, they don't. That is a shame. Pressing L and it doesn't do anything. I was hoping these would like flip up or something and reveal the light behind it. Bit of a shame, but I didn't really expect it to, if we're being honest. So let's get on and see if we can do anything else with these lights. Obviously, we've got these yellowish reflectors or indicators on there, which I'm not too sure about. Maybe we'll see if we can change them. Same as these backlights. I just think they're not quite vibrant enough, especially with that red on there. They could just be a little bit more. So I'm going to get in, get the windows tinted, and then we'll take a look together at what we can do with the lights. That's all the windows done. I've gone for 70 for the front windows and 100 for the back windows. You can pretty much see that coming. But let's get on front bumper. Now, can we even do anything if I do? Oh, we can. So I could just fully black them out. I think that might be a bit too much, but I don't want it to be white. I don't know. I think we might have to go for a full black on there. Or do we go for a bright red? Maybe not quite a fully bright red. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Maybe it will have to be a fully bright red. Let's go for a fully bright red on there. It just gives us a few more splashes of red. It looks all right-ish. We'll see how it works out, but let's get on. Rear bumper. What have we got? Oh, we got the side reflectors. These already look red. Oh, I'm not in red. Let's go red 100%. Let's get them the same as the fronts. That looks all right. What else have we got? Left headlight. Well, I don't think there's any point doing anything with that. It's not going to change anything, even if I make it red. No. So we'll leave that one as it is. Just going to hit R to hopefully reset that one. Tail lights spinning all around. Now this one, I don't want to do that. Oh, I think that's what we're going to have to go for, which means we're going to lose the covering on the reverse light, but I think we can live with that one. On you go. We'll do the same for the other side on there, and that is it. So now I want to get in and see if we can... I know the front windows, they don't look tinted, but from the back, they do look tinted. Oh, I can't see from here. You know, you can't... It looks like it's going to be a struggle to see out of. So we'll take a seat. Yeah, it's much darker on the inside than it is on the outside. We can still see enough that we can drive that, so I'm happy with that. We'll leave it as it is with our red and white dashboard dials. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I like that. That's looking pretty good. We'll leave that as it is. I'm stuck. There we go. Out we come. Let's get you put away. I'm going to crack on now, get all the liquids topped up, start deciding what we're going to do with the rims, and then we'll come back and decide and show you which rims, what wheel sizes we've gone for, what we're going to do with the paint for them and things like that. And then get this beautiful Gavril Barstow outside in the sun. Today we're going for rim 261 from the Rims DLC. Nice looking little rim there. We've got some external bolts on it, looking fantastic. So we're going to go in with our gloss white that we've been using everywhere. And then I think we're going to nip over to, you probably guessed it, steel black. I kind of use these colours on the rims quite a lot, but it turns out nice. So that's the reason why. But let's see what mixing options we've got. Is that? Oh no, it's just the light reflecting. I thought it was showing up with a white rim around the back. So everything is black on there. Then we've got mixed 1, which is everything white. Mixed 2 is also everything black. Mixed 3, white rim, black center. I think that may be what we go for. Mixed 4, black rim, white center, but then we've got black tire, so it kind of defeats the object a little bit. Paint and mix is absolutely nothing on there. So I do think mixed 3, and the bolts will all go red because we've selected that at the beginning. If I still kept it on there, we'll find out. So I think that's the option we're going to go for on there. I think it's looking pretty good. Let's get them painted. Let's get some tires mounted on them and get them on the car. Just balancing this last rim, and then we can get the 2 for this side on, ready to go. The other sides are already on, looking fantastic, as you can see just there. But let's get on with it. On we go. They're all the same size, so we don't have to really worry about that. But it is an 18-inch rim with a 215 width, a 40 profile, an ET of 10. For the back on the 10 is just because it looked slightly better. It just tucks a little bit further into that wheel well, as you can see there. But at the front, ET10 was required, so that it didn't clip with the brake caliper. You can see that one there doesn't have ET10 and would definitely clip with that brake caliper. This one here does have the ET10 on it, and it brings it out just far enough that it won't clip with the brake caliper. So there we go. That's what we've gone for. This is this car now all finished off. Let's get it back down on the ground. All 100% complete. I think them rims look fantastic, although I seem to lose the bolt colour if I step away a little bit too far. There we go. No bolt colour. There we go. Bolt colour red. I like them. White rim, black centres with the red bolts, and obviously the red drum brake behind it and the red Brumbo brake calipers in the front there. Looking very, very nice. But there she go. She's all done. Let's get her outside in the sun. That's our Gavril Barstow all finished, looking beautiful. I'm loving the red and white paint job. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm not normally a big fan of gloss paint either. So there we go. Normally I would have done that matte, but it looks nice in the gloss. Just enough shine on it. You can just about see all the body lines. Looking absolutely beautiful. And the engine, I love that engine. I think that looks fantastic in the white and red. Don't forget though, if you haven't given this beautiful camper a score out of 10, camper, it's definitely not a camper, this beautiful double cab pickup, a score out of 10 from the previous build, previous video, make sure to leave one in this comment section so that I can get it added to our show car board and see if this one will end up eventually outside in our top 4/5 lineup out there. I mean, even if you don't, this should definitely be going outside. This is one of the favorite builds I have ever made. I absolutely love it. I am a massive fan of music. I'm definitely a big music fan, so that's probably why. But yes, all of the song lyrics looking absolutely beautiful. Anyway, back to this Gavril Barstow. She is looking good. I am liking it. I like the black grills we got going on the front there. It's a shame we couldn't get the headlights to open, but it is what it is. We will ignore that one. It is looking pretty tasty. But let's jump inside, checking out our wonderful beige and dark interior, because I can't exactly call it beige and black because it's not really, but we'll jump down with all the wood accents in here. Is looking fantastic. Loving it, loving it, loving it. And our white and red dials, these are options when you build this car. There's a few to 4 different options you can do for them dials, and they all look pretty good. But let's get this one started up, see what this i6 sounds like. We've all heard it before, a little bit of a spaceship style grumble there. Let's give it some gas. Ooh, that's got a lot of over rev on it, hasn't it? Definitely tell that one. Not sounding the best at the top end, if I'm being honest. But anyway, let's get this beast into the dyno, see what its horsepower is and what its drag rating will be. On the dyno then, with our tuned Gavril Barstow and its i6 engine with 316 of factory horsepower. How much have we added today? That over revving. How much have we added today with our tuning and our performance parts? Let's have a look. Come on, you little beauty. Not as high as I was expecting, still over revving. Not as high as I was expecting at a gain of 255 horsepower. Still 81%, so still pretty good. Bringing us up to 570 total horsepower with a drag rating of a lowly D187. I am not going to lie, I was definitely expecting that to be a little bit higher, but it does mean, theoretically, our competition on the drag strip should be a little on the kinder side, shall we say. But anyway, let's have a look at the gearbox. No, before we have a look at the gearbox tuning, I forgot one thing when we're outside, and that was to show you the license plates. I've just gone for an abbreviated track sport on this one, matching in with the side badges on there. I think it looks pretty good. I can't believe I missed it whilst recording, but there we go. Track sport abbreviated is what we've gone for our license plates for this sellable Gavril Barstow. But anyway, now into the gearbox tuning. That's what I've gone for. I haven't adjusted these sliders. I've adjusted this one ever so slightly just to give it a little bit more top end in the last gear. So we've only got 3 gears. I did bring this ratio up from 4.5 up to 6. So it's quite a big gain on that final ratio. We do have a fully tuned carburetor in this one. There is no ECU, but you can learn how to fully tune the carburetors clicking this link in the top right hand corner. It's also linked in the description below. Nice and short, less than 60 seconds. There's also one in the description for how to tune the ECU if your car has an ECU and you want to learn how to do that. But anyway, enough of that. That's the gearbox tune. Let's get it onto the drag strip, see what the Gavril Barstow can do. On the drag strip with our not so powerful Gavril Barstow with its drag rating of D187. Let's get into a King of the Sands, 1/4 of a mile. We're definitely sticking in a D class, paying our 400 entry fee. Not too shabby. Who have we got with us? Our first race is against the Land Rover Discovery. Thank you so very much for that. Jackal is in the La Croix Fret Voyage. I think that's a van, isn't it? But anyway, nice to see you here, Jackal. Who else have we got with us? Country Thang in a Stance Toyota Prius. Stunning. King Slowpoke in the Salem Kieran front-wheel drive turbo. Nicely having that on there. We've got a Mustang, a couple of Shelby in there, another Mustang up there, or another Mustang up there. The Olsen GTR, a few different bits of variety. I quite like this. A Katagiri Katsumoto. I'm not sure about our first race being against the Land Rover Discovery, and I will be very, very embarrassed if we lose that one. So let's get on with it and try and beat the Land Rover Discovery. A Land Rover Discovery versus the Gavril Barstow with an i6 engine. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to beat it. I've really got my fingers crossed that we do. It would be quite embarrassing to lose in a car that looks like this, regardless of how good it is, in a car that looks like this versus a Land Rover Discovery. So let's just get in and see what happens. Let's go. Come on, you beautiful little beast. Off the line. Into second. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get into third and see where the disco is. Oh, it's nipping off into the back. I'm definitely happy about that, although the pull in third gear here isn't great. Hopefully it won't catch up. I'm sure it won't. And across the line. What sort of speeds and times? 14.221 seconds to the quarter of a mile. Definitely not the best from the Gavril Barstow with a top speed of 158 kilometers an hour. But we did beat the Land Rover Discovery, so I'm definitely very happy about that. That would have been quite embarrassing to have lost to that on the drag strip. But there we go. We are on to the next round. Let's get on and see who we've got. Whether Jackal made it through. And let's see if King Slowpoke's still in the running. King Slowpoke made it through. And Jackal made it through. And we made it through. Our next race is against a Ford Mustang GT, though. So this might be our last tournament race of the day. But there is only one way to find out. Let's get in. And let's see if we can beat a Ford Mustang GT in a Gavril Barstow. The Ford Mustang GT is a beautiful car. Not so much in that colour, in my personal opinion. Just not a big fan of it. Not a big fan of the colour. Love the car. Favourite car of all time. Not a fan of that colour. Up against our Gavril Barstow in red, white and black. Are we going to be able to beat the Mustang GT? Let's go. Come on, you little beast. Hopefully we can do this. Into second. Oh, we're just about taking the lead there. Into third. We are pulling away. Hopefully it stays that way. Are we going to beat the Ford Mustang GT? I will be surprised. It wouldn't have been embarrassing if we lost to that one. I can tell you that. Across the line, what have we got for speeds and times? Oh, that was quicker. 14.104 seconds. I mean, I know the difference is still 14 seconds. It's not great at the quarter of a mile, but that was our quickest run so far at 158 kilometers an hour, which is the same speed. So that is what it is. We've made it through to the next round as Jackal and King Slowpoke. Let's go find out. Sadly, we lost both Jackal and King Slowpoke in that round, and our next race is against the Ford Mustang Shelby GT350. That was a mouthful. That did actually knock Jackal out, so that'll be interesting to see whether we can make it through with that one. There is an Opel Kadett in there and another Ford Mustang GT. So now we've got to beat the Shelby GT350. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think we would beat the Mustang GT, to be honest, so I'm not sure. Let's just go find out. It is another Mustang, but at least this one is a considerably better colour than the last one, if we're being honest. The Shelby GT350 versus the Gavril Barstow. Let's go. Come on, you beautiful little beast. Off the line. Into second. Oh, that's looking... Oh, we are pulling away. This is doing better than I thought it would. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think we would do this well with a lowly drag rating. But as I said, in the D-Class, it's a little bit easier. Across the line, we've made it through. What have we got? 14.202. Not our best run. Obviously, the second race was our best run, but it still had the same top speed. But we have made it through into the final, which I'm always happy about. Let's see who we've got and if we can win and take home all of that prize money. We are up against another Ford Mustang GT. We beat one already. Can we beat this one? We're in the final. It's the last race of the tournament. It's the last race of the day. Let's get this done and hopefully take home all of that juicy prize money. That colour's a little bit better than the first Mustang GT. Sort of a champagne-y colour. Still not a massive fan of it. Let's be honest. I think our red, white and black looks so much better. But we will be able to beat our final opponent of the day in the Ford Mustang GT. Come on, Gavril Barstow. Let's do this. We can win off the line. That was a terrible start. I felt it straight away. Into second, into third. Where's the Mustang GT? We are pulling away. Are we actually going to win? I think we're actually going to win. Oh, that's made my day. You will not believe. Come on, Gavril Barstow. Across the line. Probably not our quickest run because I had a bad start. No, our slowest run of the day at a 14.315 seconds. But our highest top speed at 159 kilometers an hour. That is a bit of a surprise. There we go, but it is what it is. The one that will be going on the board for its time is our second race, which was a 14.104 with a top speed of 158 kilometers an hour. We're not going to put that 159 down because it was actually our slowest run. But there we go. Let's get back. Let's collect our prize money. There we go, 4,500. Not the biggest prize pool, but we are only in the D class. And it does already mitigate all of our losses from the beginning because we were 1,047 down before we even start. So we're already in profit no matter what happens with this car, as long as we didn't spend too much on the body. Fingers crossed on that one. So let's get it back to the garage, see where it sits on our speeder board. It's definitely not in the top 10, but see where it sits on the speeder board and see if we could sell this one on for a nice bit of profit. Well, there she is, all finished. The Gavril Barstow and its i6 engine. Looking beautiful, tuned and tweaked. Just powerful enough to win a drag tournament, which I was definitely happy about. But let's talk some facts and figures. First off, oh my God, I can't believe I nearly missed this. 17th out of 20 on the speeder board. So not too shabby with a time of 14.104, still a bit slow, and 158 kilometers an hour. Let's talk prices though. We bought the car for 5,273 and could have sold it for a loss at the beginning of 1,047, but we didn't do that. We spent a further 55,847 upgrading, tuning, modifying, and painting this beautiful car. It is a good looking car, I can't deny that. Putting our total spend at 61,120. Is there room there for a nice bit of profit, including our drag strip winnings? All of the drag strip winnings and stuff is included in them figures. So let's get in and take a look, see if we could sell this one on and make a lovely bit of profit. Well, there she is, all 100% complete with that engine tuned from 316 to 570 horsepower. A gain of 81%, but only D187 in its drag rating class, which was a bit of a shame. But we did manage to win the tournament anyway, so we're always happy about that. But it cost us 61,120 to get there. So is there some money to be made? No. Oh, with a sale of 61,103, we are losing out, and bear with me on this one, on 17 credits. That's right, we've lost out on 17 credits. Not that far off. Bearing in mind, though, I did buy a few extra doors, an extra front grille, things like that, so I could show you guys what they looked at, an extra tail light. I even bought a couple of seats to try and paint them to see what they looked at. So I spent more money on this than I definitely should have, and that you realistically should if you're building your own. Yeah, don't spend all your money on seats because it costs quite a bit. And don't buy all the extra body parts just to have a look. That's why I do it, so that you don't have to. But anyway, let's get our beautiful Gavril Barstow all sold on, yeah, and lose out. I'm a bit disappointed. We have less money in our account than when we started. That is a little bit of a shame. I'm just trying to look at it, and we actually don't. We have more money in our account than when we started, so I don't know how that maths. But anyway, I definitely did all my maths correct and worked everything out. Not 100% sure on that one. But while we're just stood here, do you drink hot drinks? I'm sure you do. We have a new range of cups and tankers, tumblers, and carry cups, whatever you want to call them, available with the Virtual Mechanic logo on. They're flying across the screen slowly as we speak. Don't forget to head over to the merch shop. We do have hoodies, t-shirts, and hats. Well, of a couple of jumpers that you could purchase, but also now we've got these cups. Drink your tea/coffee, whatever you drink out of a cup or mug, in style with our Virtual Mechanic branded cups. And if you are out traveling for the day, we've got these big ones as well, and they do fit in most standard cup holders in your car. So definitely head over and check them out. Links in the description below, and also there should be a tag on screen where you can just instantly jump and grab it. So there we go. Thank you very much for listening. Let's move on. What have we got coming up next? Well, this is a new mod. Disappearing engine. There we go. This is a new mod by Jackal. I say new. I've been out of the game for a minute, so it's not quite new, but this looks absolutely incredible. I can't wait to get stuck into it. How do we get in? Look, there we go. This is the 1923 vintage car. That's all it's called. But we've gone for the drag supercharged version. There is 3 configs. 2 of them are, just a normal, that sort of engine. That's the engine cover, and there's a smaller engine hidden behind it. I don't like doing that. I don't think it looks... I mean, it looks great, but it's not a representation of it. So I've gone for this one here because this one does have that big beefy V8 2-carb overhead valve supercharged engine slapped into the front of it with 576 horsepower. I'm looking forward to doing this one. We will be drag racing it. Obviously, it is the drag supercharged edition. But there we go. Did we get a good deal for it? Yes. Yes, we did. 84,981 is what I paid. Sorry, it took me off guard because it happens so few and far between. 88,500 is what we could sell it for, making 3,519 before we've even started. And obviously, well, winnings today on the drag strip, I'm already feeling confident that we can go back to the drag strip next time and get another win and take all of that prize money. So join us back here on Thursday for the vintage car drag supercharged edition. I didn't really know what to call that then, I'll be honest. But anyway, join us back here on Thursday for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to check it out, see what options are available with that beautiful little vintage car. Probably not many, but I'm hoping we're going to make it look awesome with its disappearing engine. Maybe I should change the settings in my game so that doesn't happen. Or maybe we should just go quicker so that it disappears faster. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you did enjoy today's video. Leave a cheeky little like if you did. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It definitely helps me. It helps the algorithm so that more people can find this channel. And that is one of the best ways you can help me. But if you want to help me a little bit further, don't forget to hit that join button below and become a member of the VM Garage Club. But like these guys on screen, I absolutely love you guys. You're all fantastic. £2.99 a month. Less than a cup of coffee, and that, I could do with a cup of coffee, let's be honest, but I do have new cups to drink it out of, so there we go. Anyway, if you want to join, absolutely fantastic. I do share my configs and liveries that I create for the competitions, so you will get them through Discord if you want them. If not, you don't have to have them, but it is a way to support me, as well as going and checking out the merch, maybe buying yourself a t-shirt, cup, something like that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.